I see desperation, I see pain.
I think really for me, music has not ever been the goal. In fact, all through college, I just really struggled. I felt like, I don't know if I want to do music. I want to preach. I want to talk about the Lord. I want to see people saved. And then I felt like the Lord said, well, just do that. Just do whatever the moment calls for. And music for me has always been a means to an end. It has always been a way of getting the message out there. I love all different kinds of music. And so my philosophy has always been, let's do whatever reaches this group of people. Because it's not about the songs. It's not about the style. It's not about me proving, well, this is my style and this is what I do. Nope, my style is just whatever the moment calls for. Whatever we have to do in that setting to get that group of people to connect with God. Because it's not about the style, it's about the message. So I was 16 years old when we moved to Chile, my parents, my sister and I. And I had just had this powerful encounter with God where it was like I went from, knowing about God and kind of knowing Him to just feeling Him all the time and feeling like I could talk to Him and communicate with Him. And I would just sit in my room at my keyboard and just sing to the Lord and write songs. And I didn't even really realize I was learning how to pray. I was learning how to walk with God. Something really started in me just to love people that don't know the Lord. And when you graduate from high school, people always ask you, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with your life? And I just remember the only thing that I knew for sure that I wanted to do was I wanted to see people saved. I have had this idea for a long time about just seeing things the way that God sees them and trying to get my vision to be like His vision. And my dad was up speaking at the church that Wayne and I were on staff at, and he was showing pictures of people in Chile that had been a part of my parents' ministry. And that Sunday morning, as people were going to the altar, I pulled out this songwriting journal and just jotted down, I see Simon, but you see Peter. I think sometimes as believers, we see people for their potential. We go, oh, they could be a great man or woman of God. But as he was, Jesus looked at Simon and said, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church. And had no idea that the stories that were going to come from that song, people whose marriages have been on the brink of collapse and hearing it over and over, and one lady looking at her husband and saying, I see someone who's adulterous, but you see a leader. Things like that have just, it just keeps me going. We have decided that we just want to try to partner with people in ministry. So, back when the economy started crashing in the fall of 2008, Wayne and I were having a conversation on our back porch, and I said, man, I just don't want this to be a luxury item that people can't afford. And, the whole issue with people, downloading stuff for free and borrowing files. And I thought, man, I want to make it to where people can't even steal it. Like, let's just give it to them. You can't steal this from us. You cannot rob us of this blessing. We want to give it to you. And so we just felt like the Lord spoke to us about it, and that for us, for right now, where we're at, we're supposed to make it available to people for whatever they want to give. We do have costs involved in it, just like anybody else does, but we just feel like God has called us to do that, and it's been amazing to see the blessing that has come out of that, and the way that people are partnering with us to be able to do stuff. That's my only goal. I just want to do ministry with people together.